initiative. For those who haven't, this is our way of bringing joy by various means into our busy lives. So, not taking any much more time of yours, I will now introduce you to Mayur Dev, a very passionate aquascaper. Over to you, Mayur Bhai.
Um, good, um, Good morning. And firstly, I hope you can all hear me clearly. Reshma, is it fine?
Yes, Mayur Bhai, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Because I cannot see the visuals because I'm on the other side of the camera. So, again, good morning to you all. This is Mayur Dev. I work with a company called Stillwater Aquatics, and we're associated with another awesome company called Aqua Design Amano Japan. Okay. And this is a Japanese company that has dedicated their work to nature aquariums and nature terrariums and to bring nature into your home. Simple, easy methods. They have about 1,500 plus products. Okay, and I'm going to just take a moment and show you what we actually do so that you get an idea. And then we will start with this little workshop where we will show you how to create small pieces of nature with things around the house. Okay, so um, we'll start here. I'm moving the camera for you. This is what we call a nature aquarium. Everything here is natural and the plants are live. It's a complete ecosystem. Okay, and these colors, everything is natural. Everything, nothing in this is artificial. The whole thing, the system is live. Okay, like example, this one is more of a jungle kind of a look, where you have the plants growing out of the aquarium. Again, similar. Now these are more what we call terrarium. Okay, actually where there is a little bit of a pond in the bottom, and the plants are growing above water. This back is actually a moss wall, but because of the lockdown, we've removed it because of maintenance. But you can see the moss growing on the wood like you see in a jungle, or a swamp, or the actual terrarium what you can see. Similarly here, where the plants are growing again above the water onto the wood, and there is a small uh, aquarium below. This is again a similar one. This is a larger aquarium. This is about 3 feet with a complete mountain and a jungle kind of a effect. Let me show you another waterfall and terrarium. This is again a small size, 1 feet by 1 feet by 1.5 feet, with a small pond in the bottom and a humidifier or a mist maker so that it gives you the right humidity. And the plants growing on top of the wood with, of course, fish in the bottom. So these are the different kinds of natural ecosystems that we develop and create for homes, offices, clinics, public areas, whatever you may call it. Okay, so I've been in this hobby for more than 30 years, and I made this my profession about 10 years ago. Okay, I'm a fourth generation baker, I'm a trained chef, but this is my passion now, and this is what I do. Um, Now, any questions to start off, Reshma? We'll take a couple of minutes.
No, Mayur Bhai, we can start with our terrarium for now.
Okay, fantastic. So, this is a small rectangular piece of glass, again made by ADA Japan. This is a sapphire crystal glass bowl. It's called the Neo Glass Air. Now, there are different sizes in this. Okay. Um, I will show you the sizes as we keep progressing. Interesting sizes, interesting shapes. Okay, tall, like you see one behind me. I hope it's visible. And small, short, square, or even something like this, which is just like a potpourri bowl. But a lot of things can be made from this. I'll show you a design that I made here. And this is a taller option. Okay. And I keep it here. You can see the difference. This is a tall. So different kinds of things that you can make. Now the idea why I'm showing you this is you can use a glass bowl or a dish that is lying at home, which is similar. That's why I've taken an odd rectangular shape. Okay. So that you can actually, I had seen this somewhere in a friend's place where his mom had chipped her Borosil dish and she had created a small natural setting and kept it, in this on a side table. It looks beautiful. So we're going to do something similar to that out here. Okay. We'll start with dividing this into what I mean, more like making this into, let's say, a beach setting, beach, samundar, beach. So this will be the imagination where you have sand in the front, you have big rocks and plants at the back. So it gives you a very natural setting, something that we have seen, something that we have visualized before, something that we may have imagined. Okay. You can use a large piece of wood and create a jungle setting also. Or you can use big stones and create a mountain setting if you want. Okay. So just one moment. So to start with, okay, I have a few things with me, okay, which are regularly. Let me just move this and show you what I have. I have some stones, okay, normal stuff. You can pick it up anywhere you want. I've got a piece of wood, driftwood that we call. This can be any kind. Okay, this is something that I just picked up this morning. Okay, it was lying around, so I picked it up. I've got regular household fern, okay, that you can pick up in any garden shop. Okay, and I have a few aquatic plants, or you can say semi-aquatic plants or terrarium plants. But you may not recognize these plants because the world over, everybody is showing you terrariums with succulents and cactus. Okay, but these are day-to-day plants that you can get in a garden shop, and they look very beautiful. Right? So we'll start with the setup or the layout, as we call it. Okay. So I have an idea in mind already. Okay. So I'm going to just follow the idea. Now I'm doing this backwards. So bear with me. I would ideally stand in front to do it. It would make more sense.
Mayur bhai, just a minute.
Can you want to move closer?
Yes, they want to zoom in a little more closer.
We'll try and get in as close as possible, Reshma.
Yes, yes, yes. This is good. This is good. This is much better now.
This is good? Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me move this also a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And see if we can, yeah? We have a good
Yeah.
look.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So now I'm placing these stones as randomly, you can say, but there is a simple principle here. Okay. We use a principle of what is called Iwagumi. Iwagumi. This is a Japanese principle of placing stones in the golden ratio or a 1/3 ratio. Okay. Now, I don't want to get technical on this, but it's something that you can read up and something that you can look for if you want. Now, what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to put sand in the front and I'm going to put some regular soil at the back. Okay. Soil that can actually hold plants. Yeah, we're trying to see if we can get some more light. Again, like I said, I'm doing this backwards, so sometimes there is a little bit of an issue. Now, um, now I want sand in the front and I want soil at the back. Okay, now at any given point of time, if these two mix, the sand and the soil, the it will start looking really bad. Okay, so what we're going to do is this is just normal cotton filter. You can use cotton, you can use any kind of cotton cloth or anything that you need. Okay, just take a bit of it and put it in places where you think, okay, where the sand and the soil may mix. So I'm putting it in gaps between the stone so that the two don't mix under. Okay. Reshma, at any point of time, if I'm not clear or stuff like that, just let me know, yeah, because I don't want to be going too fast. Reshma, hello.
Yes, yes, Mayur bhai. What I was saying is that just can you just repeat because some people have
Yeah,
just joined in
I'm not
as to what did you start?
okay.
How did you start?
Difficult. I'll try and answer. So for people who are joining in, we're trying to create a natural setting in a glass container, and we're trying to create a small nature terrarium, not your regular terrarium. This is more natural. This looks more natural, and um, it looks like a piece of nature that you have tried to create. So again, here we're dividing these rocks because we want to have sand in the front and we want to have soil at the back. Okay. So now what we have done is we have arranged the stones, and if you see here, we have put some cotton to block the gap under the stone so that the soil and the sand don't mix. Okay. So the next step, of course, is there's a little bit of a gap here. So let me try and fix that as well first. Okay. Better. Now we're just using normal sand. Okay. Normal sand, anything, construction sand, you can just wash it nicely and use it in the front. Okay. So if you see, I keep using this cotton to block the gap so that the sand doesn't come back, or the two should never mix. Okay. I'm using a regular brush just to make things easier and so that it can go into corners and places where my hands or fingers are not reachable. Now I'm just putting as much as I need, instead of trying to put too much and worry about it. I'm just putting enough little by little so that it keeps covering the gap. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make a choice, you know, which one to use and which one will look better. I think, the bigger fern looks better, so we'll use the bigger fern in the back. Now, if you see what I'm doing, I'm just taking the whole pot of fern, okay, and placing it in the back. We'll try and do it without creating a mess. Okay. Now we need a little bit more soil. So you can use any garden soil or anything like that. I'm using something similar. Okay. But it's more of a granule kind of a product. Let me show it to you. Okay. It's more of a granule. It's again soil. It's used in terrarium. Okay. So it's available with us. These products are available. If you want, you can always connect with us later or through Reshma. So you can always get it. So what we're doing is at the back, we're adding this soil. Again, slowly, evenly, so that, you know, um, things don't get messy. This is a patient kind of a thing where you're patient about it. You're not in a hurry. Reshma, do you have any questions? Reshma,
Yeah, yeah,
do you
Mayur.
have any questions? Yeah.
Just that the sand can be any sand, right? That can be used. You have used something that's more granular looking,
You mean
but
the one that I'm putting now?
no, no, no. The sand in front, not the soil. The
Yeah,
sand.
it can be any sand. It can be regular construction sand as well.
Okay,
I've used a better quality sand. See, construction sand there's usually a lot of snails because it comes from a river. And river sand usually there are snails, leeches, these kind of insects, pests, stuff like that. So it's not the cleanest of things. These products, ये जो sand मैंने use किया है, it's called the tropical river sand. It's already cleaned. It comes in a packet. So that way, it's easy to use. कचरा नहीं रहता है. And it's something that you can just pack and store again for later use. Okay.
okay, okay.
So now let me just try and bring the camera closer and show you this from behind. Yeah. So we have sand here, which we have used the soil. We've used the regular soil of the pot itself. Okay, so that we don't spoil or disturb the plant. Okay. We need a little bit of a gap here, which we will cover now. Okay. See, it's important that all the gaps get covered because later when we put water, you know, things don't, again, the whole idea of having things done aesthetically and beautifully. Okay. So I think we're more or less done here. What we're going to do next is we're going to add some water to this. Okay. Um, you can use a spray gun or whatever, but it takes a long time. Okay. Now, but if you're already using soil that is wet or garden soil, then no problem. You don't need to wet it, okay, because it's already there is a little bit of moisture in it. And now what we intend to do is add a little bit more plants to this. Okay. Now you have to remember that this fern is going to grow and add some shade. Okay. So the plants here have to be able to grow in the shade of this fern. All right. So that's going to be the next step. So what we have here is actually a creeper. Okay, it's called the Hydrocotyle tripartita mini aquarium term. Okay, and these plants are very easy growing. Okay, so what we do is we have small mats of this plant that we are going to add here. Okay. Now this is another plant called Lagenendra. Let me show you the bigger version of it. This is the Lagenendra plant and this is how it grows eventually. Okay. So small, I'm using smaller versions of the same plant. Okay. And I'm using what we call as a pincet. It's easy to, uh, plant. Now, I work with a Japanese company, so we have tools for everything. So, so I'm using a couple of these here. Now, these will grow tall. These will grow tall. Expected that they will grow about this height and they will have the leaves covering the back of this piece of wood. Now, just for aesthetics, we can always add or, remove pieces of wood, make it look more interesting. What do you think? Questions, doubts, clarifications?
Just kind of a little
Reshma?
repetition of the plants that you put in.
Um, okay, this is a garden fern. Frankly, I don't know the name. I've forgotten the name. I remember aquarium plant names more. I'm really sorry. Okay, let me just see if I can get a plant ID for this. Okay, I'll try and get you an ID for the plant. The the plant that I used in the center, if you want, you can write it down. Here, more like a creeper, so it comes out and creeps. It's called the Hydrocotyle tripartita mini. And the one that I used here in the back is called the Lagenendra mebaldi red, uh, Latin. Okay, for
Okay.
most.
So are these
Now,
plants, where are these plants available, Mayur?
see, most of these plants are available in prominent aquarium shops, or of course, you can get in touch with us. My office number is 9820404261. I'll repeat 9820404261. Our company is called Still Water Aquatics. You can check it on Google, and we'll courier the plants to you. Okay, it's all available. Most aquarium plants have it. Okay, and it's available. So if at any point you need plants or anything like this, it can be done. Now um, we can add a few bits of these to add a little bit for fun of it. You can always add maybe like a garden gnome or something like that. Bring some color into the whole system. You can add something here. You can add those small ducks you get, small birds, all of those things you get. You can add some of those. Okay. And let me see if we can give you a close up of the whole thing. We'll try and add some light. Okay. Here you go. So we have the fern on the left. We have the Hydrocotyle tripartita mini here. This is a creeper. Okay. It looks like kothmir. Okay. The coriander. And it
Yes.
grows. It will creep into the pieces of wood and all of these places. It will start creeping. And this
Okay.
is the Lagenendra mebaldi red that I told you about. Again, tall plant with bigger
Okay.
leaves. So, you know,
So Mayur, can you also help us? I'm sure you'll be telling us how to
and
work
there is,
them.
yeah, that's the next point that I'm going to do.
Okay.
Now, the best way to maintain this is to have some kind of a light from the top. So the best way to maintain this is to have some kind of a light from the top. Okay. The better the light, the better the growth. Remember, or the actual best place for this is your windowsill. If there is a good amount of sunlight that comes in, all of these plants will do beautifully well. Now, watering this is very, very simple. Okay, just take your regular घर का water bottle या जो भी आप पानी पीते हो filter का पानी, you know, and every morning just pour a little bit of water into this. Now, little of this front will also get wet, but that's okay. That's not a problem at all. Okay, this has to be moist. You don't have to pour. मतलब ओवरफ्लो जैसे हम गार्डन में डालते हैं ना पाइप लगा के लंबा छोड़ देते हैं ठीक तो ऐसा नहीं. Just enough to make sure that the soil is wet. Okay, not too much. If you put too much water, then all of this ये सड़ जाएगा. Okay, you don't want to actually because there's no exit. यहाँ से पानी निकलने का कुछ नहीं. Glass का bowl है ना. So you just have to keep it moist so that during the day, when there is enough sun, the water gets evaporated. Next day, again you put some water. Okay, that should be the process. You just, and of course, some things like ferns and stuff like that, you have your hand spray. You can spray. Okay, you can even use. Let me show you another product. Okay, so ये घर का पानी, you know, आराम से very little just pour into the thing, just enough so that you don't have a too much of a flooding kind of a system. Now this is another product that we sell. It's a Japanese product. It's called Dua. It's called Babikusa Mist. Babikusa is terrarium in Japanese. It's a spray. It's a fertilizer spray, but again, remember, it's not harmful for kids, pets, or anything like that. It also has a minty fragrance. Okay, a mint flavored fragrance. So in the house, it's nice. It smells good. So you just spray this once in a day. It also is like a deterrent for pests, mosquitoes, bugs, beetles. Okay, it's like a deterrent because of the mint. So it's a natural product created naturally, and these things can be actually used. Okay, so this system is actually done. Okay, we don't need to do anything more in this system. So you tell me, what do you think? And you have questions, doubts, we can start answering that. We've got a 10-minute break.
Okay.
Let's start answering those questions. So basically we need the 10 minutes to prepare for the next thing that I'm showing you. So
okay.
Let's
Mayur, I have a few questions. So
yeah,
it is how do we maintain in terms of cleaning? Second is how do we do the trimming or the cutting? Because I'm sure the plants will grow big. They will outgrow the bowl, the tray. So how would that be?
Okay, so I will answer those questions for you. One, use a very sharp scissor. Okay. Now these scissors we use for aquarium work. Okay, these are extremely sharp. Again, Japanese made. Now, whenever you see some browning in the leaf, you take that leaf out. Okay, there's a bit of a browning, drying, take it out. That's your normal pruning or trimming. Trim from the bottom. Now, this particular creeper, nothing, just let me show you a live example of it. So this is the same plant that I've used in the terrarium. It's called the Hydrocotyl tripartita mini. This is how it will creep. It will creep onto the wood and it will go bottom. So nothing, if you don't want this part, just cut that part off. Okay, there you go. And the best part of this plant is you fix it back in a place where there is a little bit of water or moisture, or even in your garden pot pot में अगर जगह है, just keep it in the pot and it will grow back. They're very plants don't die, you know. They're very resilient that way. Similarly, for the larger the Lagenandra species that we've used at the back, same thing. If you feel that there is a leaf that is see like this leaf is becoming brown. Okay, so you go to the bottom and cut off the leaf, including
Right.
the stem.
Okay.
Okay, so that's an easy method to kind of keep the cleaning going. Now, as far as the glass is concerned, okay, your simple household newspaper is the best thing. Okay. Now, what you do is you wet the newspaper a little bit in front, okay, and you wet the glass, and you can just wipe it. Don't use a cloth because cloth will leave stains. Okay, newspaper is the best. Same thing with the inside, because you sprayed water, you just wipe it with the newspaper. You see, as I'm wiping, you can see that it's becoming clearer. Okay, so these are small things. Next question.
Yeah. So,
While we're talking, the next is we're going to show you how to make a hanging terrarium with a small matka. So that's
okay.
coming up. Okay, next question.
Okay. So, so when the sand, is it? I'm sure it would be possible that the sand and the soil get mixed. So,
It is possible.
yeah. So, how would that cleaning? Should we?
So see, that is why I made that little bit of an extra emphasis in the starting to make sure that things are packed and the stones are kept tightly and there's cotton in the bottom of the stone so that the two don't mix. That's the extra effort you need to make. Okay, because then on a long term basis things work out. Now, in case let's say little bit of sand from the top falls, okay, one or two pieces is or one or two dane or something is okay, but usually the soil at the back is packed. It gets packed tightly because of the water, and it doesn't flow unless you actually like take a big mug and pour. Then everything splashes out. So be gentle, like I said, use a bottle or something like that, and very very slowly, very little, little by little, just pour water, okay, into the soil, and things are ready.
Mayurbhai, what about the wood? Would the wood decay because of
No,
the?
this is called driftwood. Okay, driftwood is basically if you go to any aquarium shop or any of these garden shops, you will find pieces of wood. Now, this wood is outside of water. If this was some kinds of wood, when you put it inside water, it will start decaying. But these wood, they'll keep drying. It's already dead from inside, so nothing will happen to the wood. Okay. Yes, if it is a humid area like cities like Bombay, Calcutta, Chennai, you may see some kind of a fungus formation on the wood because of the moisture. Okay, that's nothing. Just take a toothbrush and clean it off. You're set to go again. There's no problem there.
Right. And besides this spray that you showed us, is there anything we need to add on to the soil for the fertility of the soil to enhance the fertility?
See, a garden soil, if you take a garka pot at home on your windowsill or in your garden, that pot lasts for a couple of years actually. Okay, but every 6 months, ideally you remove that and you rejuvenate the soil. Okay, you add a little bit more fresh soil. That has to be done everywhere. But I don't see people keeping these kind of things for more than 6 8 months. It's something that you need to keep evolving. I would get bored in 6 months with something like this. I'd keep changing it. That's the reason I have so many aquariums. I need to keep doing something new. Like, for example, can you see the one right behind me, what I'm showing you?
Right, we can.
Yeah, this is a work in progress right now.
Okay.
Because there was something else before, I got bored of it. Now, because of lockdown, I don't have the material. I have some imagination which I want to make. Because I don't have it, I'm just keeping quiet.
So basically, we have one more question. So, so this driftwood is basically dead wood, right? So,
Yes.
does it in by any chance help in the growth of plants? that are put in its
No,
spaces?
no, 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 nothing, nothing. It's just an anchor support decoration.
Okay, okay,
Now,
okay.
let me show you inside an aquarium what we have done. Okay, with driftwood, so you get an idea. Now, this aquarium, if you see the wood here, right?
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
all driftwood. Okay.
Okay,
Now,
okay,
the wood we have used as an anchor for the plants that you see growing on the wood. That is these plants here. This whole
okay,
part is growing on the wood. There are certain kinds of plants that can grow on top of wood. Okay.
okay,
Now, that's what we do. We use the wood for decoration. We use the wood for aesthetic value, and we use the wood for support. Okay.
okay,
And these last. This wood I've been using for almost 5 years.
okay.
Yeah. So these
Right.
last for a very, very long time. Let me show you another small piece of decoration that I created. I found this different kind of wood. Let me just see if I can move this forward and you can get a better look. Yeah. See? So it's
Yeah.
again a small rectangular bowl. We've used a few stones to give it a mountainous look. We've used just some sand, but we don't have any plants in it because it didn't look apt at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just dried branches that you've used.
Yes, it's just dried branches. See, here again we've used a bigger branch, okay, to support the plant.
Okay.
Okay. Here on top we've used the same hydrocotyl tripetata mini. It's growing on top, but we've connected a little bit of a water situation here, so the wood stays wet and it keeps growing. Okay.
Okay. Right.
So here we've also given that mist kind of a thing so that it creates humidity and keeps the whole plants and everything moist. See? And different kinds of plants growing in different levels. So each of these plants, see this plant is a fern. It's a jungle fern and
Okay.
the green one that you see here. And basically likes to grow in shade. It doesn't like heavy light. So there are other plants shading it. So understanding plants also is quite important. See again
Correct.
out here, this is a larger piece of driftwood we've used and there are plants growing on top.
Okay.
Okay. This is the whole aquarium, which is 1 feet and the plants are growing from the top and we've used moss for on the wood.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. 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 That's beautiful. What are the other colored plants that we can use? Like, over here you use something in the tones of red and orange colored leaves. So maybe
Okay.
not like this in an aquarium, but in the terrarium that you just made right now. What are the
See
different kinds of
this.
plants that one can
So
use?
this is a reddish kind of a plant. It's got that reddish tone. See.
Correct.
Okay. So this is Ludwiga repens. Again, lot of these plants, they are actually semi-aquatic. So they'll grow inside an aquarium and they will grow outside an aquarium.
నేను
So here,
చూసుకుంటే
if you
నీకేం
see,
తెలియదు
this is growing inside the aquarium
ఓ
also.
నువ్వు
If you
రీడ్
see,
చెప్పు నేను నీ పక్కనే ఉంటాను
and this is growing on top, the same
Okay.
plant. So
Right.
when that happens, okay, they change color and shape. Inside also they become red. Outside they have a reddish tone. So you can use this. So let me see. See, suppose we take this small cutting here. Let's just take a small cutting from here. So I'm going to cut here at the node. Okay. So here I've got a cutting in my hand. And what we're going to do is, so this is a cutting here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to plant it, the cut part inside. Okay. And I'm going to let this flow into the front. Okay. So as long as there is light, this will continue to grow and you've added color into it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And what are the tongs that you are using to place and to keep the? I mean, are these special for?
Okay. These are aquarium tools. Now, again, see, we work with a Japanese company. Japanese companies have, crazy precision. So this is what we call as a pin set. So we use them in the aquarium to put plants or plants. Okay, we use them to plant inside the aquarium.
Right.
So that's how we, even if this is small plant or very small pieces of plant, we are able to hold and plant them. You know, like
Right.
it's better than using your fingers because fingers are not as dexterous as you would hope. No,
Correct. Okay.
so that's
So this was
one of the
nice.
reasons we use instruments.
Right. Right. So this was a nice glass terrarium.
So let's move this and we'll come to the next part. Okay, give us a minute.
So, Mayur, in the meantime, just wanted to know that can we use circulants as well, right? Of course,
Yes,
in
yes,
these.
yes, of course, of course. See, a cactus, succulent, whatever you want. Okay, it's just the idea. Okay, now I'm using things that I have around me. Now, as far as depending on what you have at home, you should use that. That's not a problem. Okay, depending on whatever you want to do here, how you want to make it look better is up to you. It's totally up to you as to what you want to do with it.
Okay. So now we are moving on to the next thing.
So this is a small matka I showed you. It's really small. You get these pullers, matka, you get, these are all available everywhere here. Okay. What you can do is, now what I'm using here is aquarium moss. Okay. Moss or terrarium moss or even your garden moss. Interesting plant. I just showed you some moss on the wood. Now I'm going to show it to you in my hand. Okay. What we've done is we have put moss onto the matka. Okay. On top of the matka, and we've used thread. Okay. Now this is uh, again a Japanese product, but you can use normal household thread. Okay, and tie this moss onto the matka. See, use a thin layer. You don't have to use too much. Okay, this is a thin layer here, and you keep tying it. Every bit of moss will grow. You know. Now, this is a very interesting concept. I don't think anybody has made it. So, Reshma, you can take credit for being the first one ever to show it on an online platform.
Wow, that's great. This is going to be really nice.
Nobody has ever done it. I've never seen it also. Okay. I used
I'm
to
re-
actually make this for my sister for her garden. I had made this for her. Okay. And I'd done it long back. So I remembered when you said we'll do something, I said, okay, why not do it again?
right, right,
So ideally, if you cover it the whole thing with moss, and then you use similar plants. Okay. Now this is again the same Laganendra plant that I had used earlier, but this is a green color one. Okay. And again, I'm going to continue tying. Now the trick here is the fact that you have to use a terracotta or this mattika. Okay, cooler, because that's very very important. Yeah. Now, this is another terrarium plant or a semi-aquatic plant called Bucephalandra. It comes from Indonesia. Okay, so again, it's available mostly in the aquarium hobby. It's not available in gardens. People will not even have heard the name of it. So again, that also small bunches we are tying, and maybe we'll tie a little bit of trippa that also. Now, this is what we had cut before, right? We showed you we had cut it. So we're using that as well. Okay. Again, continue to tie, keep tying, so that the plant stays put.
So these plants will grow on the pot itself.
That's the plan. Now, once you've done with all your plants, okay, there are two things you can do. One, you can place this, okay, in a small bowl or a small glass bowl. You can place this like this. Okay,
Okay.
maybe slightly give it a little bit of height or something like that. You just place it like this. But remember, now how to make it grow is the trick. I'll show you. What you need to do is you need to water it every day, right?
Right.
So to water it, all you do is you pour maybe about half a quarter only of water into the matka.
Okay. Okay.
See this? Now matka naturally has a tendency of seeping because it's mud, the water will seep out. If you
Right.
see, even at home, when we try to keep water cool, we put it inside a matka, okay, and the whole matka becomes wet.
Correct.
Okay,
True.
so that's what is going to happen here also. So the water is going to seep out and it's going to wet the plant. Okay, of course, you can always use, something to spray, but that it doesn't even need it. The plants will start growing as is. Now, the other trick to this is, now another trick for this is, is you make say a kind of a loop. Okay, use thread or fishware, but the ones that you make beads, no? Okay,
Correct.
and you can actually tie the thread in a manner where you can hang this. Okay,
Okay.
fishware is the best. Thin fishware that you use for making beads and stuff like that at home, craft. Tie it up, hook it up somewhere, and let another pot be in the bottom.
Okay.
Okay. So what happens, even if this water drips out, it will drip into the other pot so that there's no mess. But this will stay hanging and it will stay beautiful.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting.
Right?
That's quite.
Now, we have a similar concept, but it's a bigger pot. Okay, we make these for homes and offices. It's a bigger pot. It's called a Terra base. It's a similar material. We use high quality soil and mud to make it so that it lasts longer. Same concept, same principle. So now you can hang it like this. Okay, and it's hanging, in your window, and it looks beautiful. You can hang 6, 8 of them, and the matka is also used. And here you have something very interesting, right?
Correct. 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 So basically, it's the soil of the matka and the moss that will give
Yes,
the nourishment and the water, the moistness, and everything to the plant to grow.
correct.
And of course, because the way it is, what I assume is we will require plants which are smaller in size and have a delicate flow,
See, delicate is not the question. It's just that the right kind of combination of plants. Any plant that is a drooping kind of a plant, you can use a fern. You can use even something like this. A fern can be used and tied. Okay, the whole fern can be tied to the side, and it will fall. It will droop, so it will look really beautiful.
Okay.
It's again, use your imagination. See, bigger plants will not grow. Okay, succulent cactus not possible. You need plants that take a little bit more water. Okay,
Okay.
a lot of plants are similar to that need a little bit more water that can be tied.
Okay. So, like
A lot
the
of garden
fern,
plants, regular plants,
So like the fern that you showed us, we can kind of separate them and then attach them to the matka and then tie them, and they will
Yes, they
grow.
will grow beautifully. They will grow beautifully. Now you can see, if you don't get aquarium moss, you can use peat moss. What you get in the garden, Ojo,
Okay,
they make these long, moss sticks, and you turn
okay,
tie plants to it. Same thing for
yes,
indoor plants. The same moss can be used here.
okay, okay, okay.
The
This
same
is
moss can be used here.
really, yes, this is really nice, and we've been getting a lot of appreciation for this, Mayur. People are enjoying this matka thing, and they're finding it really superb.
I'm awesome, Ladat.
So yeah, so I'm getting a lot of comments saying lovely, superb idea, and they've really enjoyed this matka part. It's quite informative and new.
Yeah, it is. So remember that it is going to seep water if you're keeping it in a glass bowl. So make sure you keep cleaning the glass bowl or the plate if you want to keep it like this. But if you're keeping it indoors, it needs light. The best place is your window. Okay, hang it, because especially people in Bombay, we have windows with a mesh, and you can hang it from the top. Keep pouring water, and the water needs to be poured once in 2-3 days because the water stays. Okay,
Right,
yeah, if it's
right,
summertime, then maybe you need to check every other day. But
right,
otherwise, once in 2-3 days, you need to just add a little of water. Okay.
right.
Winter time, try and remove the water, old water,
Okay,
because it creates mess. Now remember this, there is always an issue. Now this one problem is that because there is water, it may cause mosquito. Okay. Remember that. So you can if you want, add a drop of neem oil or something, a mint oil or something like that, because then mosquitoes don't come.
that's a good idea. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So because if you have stagnant water, you'll have mosquitoes. So if you want, this can be covered also. You can take a small piece of cling film. अपने घर में plastic film रहता है ना,
Correct,
you can
correct.
just
Cling
cover
film.
this.
Okay.
Okay. And but yeah, there's a little bit of extra job to remove and add water. But cover
Yes,
it, then mosquito issue again is not there.
correct. I think neem oil is also a good option. So that's
Yes,
a good one.
it's a very, again, it's available at home. It's an easy option, and it's not harmful for the plants. No.
Correct. It's not harmful as well. It's natural,
Yes.
totally natural. Yes. And
Neem oil, eucalyptus oil, any of these work.
correct. Someone is asking that can we use sponge instead of the matka? Incense?
Just give me a moment. Just
No, no. My question was, can we use a sponge inside the matka, which is filled with water? So, can we use the wet sponge inside
Yeah,
the
it's
matka?
possible. It's possible. It's possible. Now, if you go to an aquarium shop, this is the kind of sponge you get. Okay. So what we generally do is we actually make a ball of this sponge. Okay. We grow plants here. We tie a small thread, and we tie a stone. Now, because this is lighter, this will float. So you'll actually have a floating avatar kind of a plant. You know the Avatar movie where everything is floating? You can
Yes.
create that. So
Oh,
वो sponge से वो याद आ गया.
oh wow.
Thank you, ma'am.
That Thank you, Gina, for this.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the idea.
Actually, I will share a picture of what I had done to Reshma, and Reshma, you can share it forward.
Sure. That'll be nice.
Mayur Bhai, there is one question from Arjun. Arjun, can you
Yeah.
just unmute yourself and tell it directly?
Yeah, thank you. So, Mayur, bro, I was asking, is there any possibility and what are the types of plants or trees that we can look out to create a bonsai setup in terrarium or an aquatic setup as well?
What are the plants available to create a bonsai setup in a terrarium or an aquarium?
Yes,
So, see, you have to understand bonsai is a different concept on its own.
correct.
Bonsai is basically where we take bigger plants and try to grow it small.
Yes,
Now, those plants can be used in a terrarium like I showed you in the bowl. You can, instead of a bonsai plate in the bottom, you can use the glass bowl. Okay, you can have a bonsai tree coming out, that's possible. But in an aquarium, when you use a bonsai setup, then the plants change.
Yeah.
Okay, the plants are totally different.
Understood.
Does that help you, Arjun?
Yeah. I understood. I'll look into it
Okay,
further. And one more
yeah.
question was,
See, Arjun, you can actually watch my YouTube channel. It's called Mayur Dev Aquascaper. A lot of aquarium related answers you will get. It's
thank you.
Mayur
I got
Dev,
it.
Mayurdev, Aquascaper, Aquascaper. You can watch
Understood.
me on YouTube. There are about close to 200 videos on aquarium and aquarium keeping, especially the ones with natural plants.
Thank you. Got it. And one
Okay.
more question was, when you think about succulents in this kind of a setup, they'd
Yes.
rather they'd rather rot their roots if they are too moist. The soil is too moist.
No,
So
no,
do we have
correct,
to
correct. See, when you use succulents, then the soil changes and the amount of water also changes. The whole concept changes. But you can use the design. See, most terrariums that I see, they make it in that round bowl, and it's the same thing here.
Yeah.
There's no natural element to it.
Correct.
So what I'm saying is, you bring in some stone, you bring in some wood, okay? You bring in elements that will actually make the whole thing look more natural. That is why we call it a nature terrarium. You know, like for example, now the the old one that we did before earlier in the morning. Here at the back, you change the soil, okay, for the terrarium for the succulent moss and thermocol, the mix that they give you in the gardens. That's the best. Use that and use the same thing in the use a terrarium, but you by bringing in this wood and stone, it starts making it look like something, a piece of nature. See, I could
Understood.
have taken this and arranged 15 succulents. That's a 2-minute job. Okay. But
Correct.
there's no, where's the nature in it? No?
Yeah.
You can grow those anywhere. Here you're adding a bit more excitement. You're a bit more, see, why do we have these decorative pieces in our house? These basically to, when people come, our friends come, they can see it, they know that we are talented, we can use our craft, okay, we can use our creativity, okay. Now, that's what makes us happy. And, this whole showpiece makes everyone happy who comes to your house. Imagine this is on your, dining table or somewhere. It's like you've taken a small piece of nature, just pluck it out and put it into your room, right?
Yeah.
So that's the whole aspect. So the concept, I have to bring in a little more imagination into your living room.
Correct. So my point here was, in my imagination, I just wanted to plan out if these jade plants look like bonsai setups. So I can combine this jade plant as a succulent and along with terrain plants or moist habitat plants like one of
See,
these tall.
succulents, you have to understand, succulents and cactus are basically from arid areas.
Correct.
Arid in the sense dry.
Yes.
Okay. They are dry area plants. The plants that are used here, ferns and everything, are tropical plants.
Correct.
Matlab, rainforest plants.
Correct.
Okay. Rainforest means it's always wet. Arid or dry means rain comes once in a while. So
Right.
the soil changes. So if you're trying to mix both, then you have to clear demarcation so that the water doesn't come into the other side. You'll have to do a little bit more experimentation. Try it out. It's a good
Yes.
idea.
Thank you. I'll do that.
Thank you, Arjun. Thank you. Check out my YouTube channel. Actually, for everybody, I invite you to please check out my YouTube channel, which is Mayur Dev Aquascaper. It has a lot of information on aquariums. And very soon we will be starting with terrarium products, videos on terrariums. We will be starting with videos on pets. Okay. And there are also different concepts are going to be added. So please subscribe, check it out, watch it. You
Uh,
can share it with friends who like aquariums.
Mayur,
And that will be nice.
can you share your number once again? I'll just put it on the chat box for everyone to refer to.
The number for product or any kind of aquarium related, terrarium related, plant related, any questions, queries, or purchase, you can call 9820 404261. That is 9820 404261.
Got it.
Okay, and for everybody who joined late, I'm going to show you my aquarium just in case, so that if you had missed it, okay. So just to give you an idea of what we do, so if you have seen it before, so this is what we call as a nature aquarium, where the plants are all live, okay. They are live plants, and we create a complete ecosystem from the soil upwards, okay, and different look and feel. So this is like a mountain covered with plants. That was the whole concept. This is more of a jungle. The fern that we've used here is an African fern. It's called Bolbitis. Okay, it's an African fern from the Congo River. This is basically a natural setting of that. Okay, different kinds of catfish and other fish. This is another setting, again similar, wood jungle kind of a thing with different shades of colors of plants at the back. Now that is still growing, so it will take some time. This is a larger waterfall terrarium. If you see, the water comes from here, it falls through this moss pad into the aquarium, and then it goes out and gets into a filtration system, comes back. The filtration system is to keep the tank part healthy. And there's moss growing on the wood, which is above the tank. See, which is above the tank. It's growing out. So, and there's plants growing out. We've removed the moss from this wall because of the lockdown. We couldn't, maintenance was difficult. So this is a waterfall terrarium concept. This is another simple concept where we have plants growing on top and there are fish in the bottom. It's like a river with, plants growing on the top. This is a larger concept with mountains and plants growing off the mountain. Okay, different kinds of plants. Let me show you from the bottom. And of course, a lot of colorful fish growing here. There is a bit of a thing here. We can have a bit of a background light up, light down kind of a situation. See? So now this looks more natural. These are all technology bits. Of course, I showed you this as well. This is an integrated system where the aquarium filtration is at the back here. This whole thing is one piece, just two wires coming out, and you can have an aquarium sitting on your table with no problem, and not too much pipes and wires and everything coming out. So that's why it's called an integrated system. Same thing here. This is another terrarium waterfall concept. So if you see, the water is falling from here. There's water falling through the back into the tank. Let me see if I can get, yeah, there you go. Falling into the tank. And there's plants growing on the wood. This is a work in progress. This is another small tank, again an integrated system, what I just said, with a filter at the back, but we've used a lot of driftwood. And if you see, this particular plant is called the Bucephalandra. It's flowering. It's flowering inside the aquarium.
Wow, it's beautiful.
So these are the flowers. Let me just show you another piece. It's not in the system, but it's a little outside. This is a waterfall concept. See, there's water falling. You can hear the sound. And I've used regular money plants, regular stuff, just to grow it. This can be something kept on your balcony, and you can have a ton of goldfish in the bottom. Now, this is actually hydroponics. Maybe we'll have another session on hydroponics, Reshma.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
hydroponics, people talk about growing vegetables and lettuce. That can be done. Similarly, it can be done in your house on the balcony. And the
Wow.
fish is what provides the nutrition. Okay, so
Okay.
there you go. These gold, actually, there's a little girl watching the video, so I wanted to show her goldfish.
Yeah, she'll
Here
be
you go.
thrilled. Yeah, that's so cute. So basically, this is a completely different ecosystem.
This is a completely different ecosystem. This is an immersed ecosystem where, again, see, the water is falling here. See,
Right.
through this pipe, the water is falling onto these steps. There are
Right.
2 steps here, and then the water falls into the tank. Here you go. So this is what happens, and then the water goes back again through a filtration system and comes back into the tank.
So, Mayur bhai, just one question over here. The money plant and all that you've grown. So the rocks, are those rocks or what are those that are giving it?
These are just lava stones which we keep growing moss. Basically, these are for sale. People buy the whole rock and use it, okay, in an aquarium. But the money plant is not connected to anything, Reshma. It's just kept there and it's growing. Yeah, somewhere. It starts here somewhere. Okay, just the cutting of it, I started and it's growing all over the place. Oh, shit, here you go. See?
Okay,
It's
okay.
just growing. It's like really, it's actually about 6-7 feet long, but it's just like, it's intertwined. And it's growing.
Right.
See, you can see the roots in the water.
Correct.
And
Money
there's new
plants,
leaves as well. Yeah.
yes.
So some of these plants, see, for example, this one also is a jungle plant. It's called the Hemiagraphis rependa. Beautiful plant, white flowers. That they also grow in these kind of conditions. A little bit extra water. They don't need soil as such.
Right.
But some of the plants we've actually just put the pot itself there, the fern. So the water is going upward. Instead of pouring water, the soil is soaking the water and the fern is growing.
Wow.
And we've used the light here. This is an aquarium light that we've
Right.
used to make it actually work. Because it's indoors, no?
This is indoors. That's why we require the light. Okay.
Yeah. This is actually a very different plant. It's a semi-aquatic. It comes from Papua New Guinea. I've forgotten the name, but it's a very unique plant. See, if you see, there's no soil. It's just
Yeah.
moss and root. No? And they just
Right.
take the water because see the fish is creating a lot of nitrate in the water. So
Okay.
they're creating a lot of nutrition in the water so that the plants absorb that nutrition.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay.
All right. That was fantastic, Mayur. Thank you so much. It was a refreshing,
Thank you
very,
all.
very green session. And yes, hope that all of our viewers have enjoyed it. And our initiative of bringing joy to everyone's lives comes true. Because these little plants bring a smile on our face every time that we see them. And so thanks everyone for joining in. It was great to have so many of you. And thanks again, Mayur. We would love to have you again with some more knowledge and some more creativity.
Sure.
And it'll be great. Thank you so much, Mayur. Thanks a lot.
So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I always enjoy talking. Okay, I love talking, and especially when it's to a lot of good-looking, beautiful women, I love it even more. Okay, so all of you stay happy, stay healthy, stay indoors, have fun, enjoy it with your family, and yes, if you have the time, please check out my YouTube channel. Okay, and of course, anything that you need in Bombay City, we can courier even now. If there's something that you need, please get in touch with our number that we've given you. Okay, and somebody will take care of you. Okay, the easier method is to try and WhatsApp us, leave a message, and we'll get back to you. It's faster because most time we don't get the time to pick up the phone. Okay, so but we will be there to help you. Take care. Bye bye. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, everyone. That's a big help from Mayur. And yes, everyone, please stay home, stay safe. This is Reshma signing off from carbondrops.com. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.